In this video, you will learn how to keep your conversations going both on an app or in real life on a date, but more importantly, how to build that deep connection and really show interest the right way. Coach Justin flew all the way from Canada to Amsterdam to teach you this because he's just so good at it.
What's up, everyone? TextGod Coach Justin here to talk about how to have a deeper, more impactful conversation with people both on and off the apps. And what we're going to call it is deep diving, or deep diving a conversation. So what Louis and I are going to do right here is we're going to have a unscripted, on the fly type of conversation. Louis is going to be the girl, and I'm going to just give some examples of how I do it so you can do it on your dates or when you're texting as well.
Yeah, so cool. And just to clarify, Justin was like, hey, we could talk about this. I could just do a demo on the go. I said, fine, we jump in the studio. I have no clue what he's going to do. I have no clue what I'm going to talk about.
Me neither.
I'm just going to pretend sort of like I'm the girl.
Okay, so let's say we're on the date. You know, we just sit down and we're getting...
Let me get in a relaxing date position here.
Okay, so we sit down, you know, we say our hellos, the small talk. How's your day? All that stuff. And then at some point we need to actually get into this date. We need to build a connection. So... super common question. I mean, maybe this is random, but like, what do you do for like your hobbies or fun?
And I'm just role playing, right?
Yeah, just role play.
Bunch of things. Yeah, it's very different things. I really like romantic drama movies or reality romantic TV shows like Love Island and stuff. At the same time, I box a lot. I'm training like 4 or 5 times per week for an upcoming fight. A bunch of just hanging out with friends and making slightly inappropriate jokes. I would say that's like my 3 main hobbies. Some Hearthstone, an online fantasy card game as well.
What I guess with the Love Island stuff, how did you kind of get into that?
It's a good question. I guess my sister watched a lot of these like VOC, One Tree Hill, these type of shows
those are so
as a
good.
kid. And then she was watching it with her friends. So that's how I first kind of got into it, I guess.
I think Marissa, I was happy she died.
I was like, hallelujah. Do you remember that?
I remember, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was for the other girl. What was her name? Brooke, or is that another show?
Brooke was the one after Marissa, right?
No, is Brooke not in One Tree Hill?
Oh, I was thinking the OC.
The OC, yeah, but so you have Marissa and Summer.
Oh, Summer. Okay,
Yeah.
so the other couple. Yeah, sure,
right,
that's
sure.
cool. Yeah.
But
So you're more into brunettes?
No, I actually into blondes. It's my type.
Okay, interesting. Cool. Carry on. Yeah.
Well, I kind of lost my train of thought.
You were talking about like your sister used to watch the OC.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I just was really bad at dating when I was younger. So by watching these shows, I could live it a little bit through the characters. They had all these cool romances in college and stuff, and I didn't have them. So it was like my way of experiencing it, I guess. By the way, link in the video description. Download my 10 texts that always work. It's free. Try them. They're better than what you're currently using. You've got nothing to lose. I hope they get you a date.
So what exactly do you mean by you're bad at dating?
Yeah, I just didn't really have dates. I had crushes, but I didn't manage to go on dates and stuff.
Okay, no dates. Okay.
Yeah. I know it's hard to believe now, but it's true.
I guess so, yeah. But I mean, I don't know you. This is a first date. So, what did you have like a super late first kiss or something?
Yes. Maybe that's a topic for a second date.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Let me quickly interrupt the role play here. Would you ask the questions as much like this? Because is it not too much like almost therapist and client?
I still kind of do it, and it's just like they just talk and talk and talk, and then they just fall for me. That's how it kind of works.
Well, you told me that you had the date with like the most perfect girl recently.
Yeah.
And she also told you she loved that it was just her 80% of her talking and you just showing interest in the story.
Yeah. And I am genuinely interested in what they have to say.
Yeah, guys, don't ask these questions if you don't care about them. Don't ask about stuff for the sake of asking. Try to build a genuine connection by asking what you really care about.
But maybe I'll just point out here how we went from what your hobbies were down to the TV shows you watched and how that all started with the Love Island and your sister watching them. And now we're into your dating life. And that's what I kind of mean by getting into the deeper,
deep dive. A good
deep
point.
dive into the
And I
conversations.
didn't actively realize it.
Yeah.
And actually, when it became too deep, as in why did you have a late kiss or whatever, I shut it off because I was like, well, that's intense for a first date, because there's like an intense story there for me.
Yeah.
And maybe a girl would even tell you if she feels comfortable. Me personally, I'm a bit more of the keep it light, fun type of date. And in general, that's how I communicate with people. So I was like, let's talk about that on the second date, right?
Totally.
But I also like that you respected that boundary. You're like, yeah, sure. And,
Yeah.
you know.
And it's interesting because we talked about in a different TextGod video about how, you know, the guy is always the one pushing things forward, and the girl sets the pace of the courtship. And this would be one of those instances where if it's too much for her, she'll put the brakes on. You can back off and move on to something else.
Yeah, that video, I'll link it at the end of this video as well, so you can check that out. It was very interesting. Kind of 5 things you can do to show interest without being needy. But cool. Should we do a little bit more of this role play to see how you would do more of it?
So even let's say you're like, hey, you know, I'm not ready to talk about that topic. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, no worries. I guess you mentioned before, like, you're also super into boxing.
Yeah.
Is that, you know, like a Mike Tyson biting the ear off type thing, or like how did you get into that?
It's not a Mike Tyson type of aggressive thing.
Can you talk like him with the?
No. I don't know. So I don't know how to do it. But yeah, that's just like another thing that comes from my youth. I was always and still kind of am conflict avoidant. I'm not an aggressive person at all. And I feel like me avoiding conflict always is something I had to deal with. So I guess the purest type of conflict you could find is stand in front of someone and you have to punch them and they punch back, and no one can run away because there's a ring around you.
Okay.
So that's how I wanted to handle that fear. Almost like, what's this type of therapy?
Oh, like exposure
therapy.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's going quite well. And that's why I love boxing so much, because I feel the resistance every time, but you push further a little bit more every time. And so now I'm going to do a fight. So there's going to be a whole bunch of people watching, and I have to knock the other guy out or he'll do it to me. So there's no running away from the conflict anymore.
Hold on. Do you have a theme song picked out for your entrance already?
I do.
No way. What is it?
No, it's a secret.
Oh, okay.
It's a secret for now. But that's so funny. Every song I hear, I'm like, could this be my walk-up song? And I envision me coming out of the fitting rooms, going through the crowd. There will actually be over 1,000 tickets sold to this event, so and my buddies will be there. Picture it. Is this good? Is it gonna instill fear in the enemy? Am I gonna look cool? yeah. So yeah, that's happening.
People with posters chanting.
I hope so. I hope there's you.
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, fangirling hard. Groupie.
Yeah, that's what I need.
I don't know if I'd ever like having a groupie. Maybe. Can I have your autograph, Justin? No.
Wait, are we still in the role play?
Kind of, maybe.
I don't know. So. I'm confusing them both.
I think that's just kind of how it works, though. And I'm adding in some, you know, flirting or teasing and stuff like that. But also, maybe we'll just pause here as well, how we went from the boxing to your picking out a theme song. And even from there, I could go into so many different avenues of conversation. Like maybe I could share a story of how I would listen to music and air a guitar in the mirror because I wanted to be in a band, or even start talking about what kind of music they like because we're talking about the theme song.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how the whole conversation goes, and it just never seems to stop.
Exactly. Funny, right? Yeah, it's funny because then guys are struggling so often with, hey, how do I keep the convo going?
Yeah, just go deeper.
Yeah.
Deeper. Not, what do you do for work? Oh, cool. What's your favorite color? Oh, cool. What kind of food do you like?
Yeah, you find something with
neat.
meaning.
Yeah.
But also they struggle because they have, and again, the video linked at the end of this video will help you with that, but they have these ideas in their head. I need to sit this type of way. I need to touch her enough. I probably need to kiss her at some point in the date. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to avoid being needy. I need to avoid being creepy. So they have the wrong filters. Rather than show up, get to know the girl, ask questions and deep dive if the opportunity and the vibe is there to deep dive.
Totally. Do you want to keep going with one more or end it? Is that enough?
I think that's enough.
Okay.
Fuck. I was like seeing if it would fit in the camera to do a high five. So
I was gonna hold your hand. Like
hey, Justin.
Yes, Louis.
This specific guy watching here, could you remind him why he should subscribe to the channel?
Ooh, because if you don't learn how to deep dive, Louis is going to deep dive into your ex. Subscribe.